Famous Fox play-by-play guy Gus Johnson has got a new rival, and it has a lot of people talking, and we're going to talk about it next here on the College Huddle. You've slid into the home base of the College Huddle, 86 independent podcasts from coast to coast, covering their favorite college football schools. And this is the mothership right here on the College Huddle. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please let us know what you think about what we think down in the comments section below. Gus Johnson, Fox's play-by-play guy, for college football, college basketball, famously known for his over-the-top calls at times where his voice goes super high. His shtick has gotten a little tiresome to some people. And famous radio host in Detroit, Michigan, Mike Valenti, has had enough. He goes off on Gus Johnson in his most recent over-the-top, voice-losing possibly call of the Indiana win over Penn State, in which he famously said, "Hand him the Heisman," which has a lot of people upset. This is hilarious stuff. I couldn't help but share it today. I've got thoughts on Gus. I'll share those at the end of the video. Here is the audio call of Gus Johnson in the Indiana game over Penn State this past weekend. I'm going to play it first, and then I'm going to play Mike's response to it because it might be just as much over the top as Gus, which I think is obviously by design. But here's Gus's call from this past Saturday.
In trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! A wild call play! Unbelievable! Get it out!
Unbelievable! So the issue here is that Gus at times can rub people the wrong way, because during a game he goes to the extreme on everything. On moments that require exclamations in your voice, the rise of the voice, right? In a dramatic moment. The problem is he's done that so much during the course of a game at different times that when that moment comes, like at the end of that drive, there's nowhere else for him to go. He's already reached the max already. And when he tried to get there, there was no place else to go. And he just either A, lost his voice because he had reached the max in the ceiling already, or he just decided to try to go a place he couldn't go, and it sounded really, really bad. Let me play it one more time for you because it is absolutely, it's so bad.
In trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! A wild call play! Unbelievable!
All right. Here's famous Detroit radio host Mike Valenti's response to this, guys. He goes scorched earth.
Can we say that maybe we need to give Gus Johnson a cup of tea or something before he makes these calls?
Can we say that a network executive needs to sit him down and go, here's the deal, you putz. You're not the storyline. The game is. That was such a fake response. He didn't lose his damn voice. He faked it. He's fake. His whole existence is fake. He sits here acting like, oh, U of D. Man, ain't nobody seen you at U of D Jesuit. Shut up, you. Guy's nothing but a charlatan. What a fake ass call call. He ruins everything he touches.
He lost his voice.
No, he didn't. He's a fake.
Well, no, I think he did because every play on that drive was, oh my God!
Because he's
Gus,
fake.
They aren't all that great of a play.
Right, so now, when the moment is the moment, you've cried wolf so many times, none of us can be bothered. He ruined the moment. He ruins everything. What? Somebody else say something.
It's not much for me to say. You said it all.
I don't dislike him. I hate him. He ruins everything. He has jumped so many sharks that it's SeaWorld. It's ridiculous. He's not even who he is anymore. There was a time he was a rising star, and now he is just he's a buffoon. He is a clown. What again? Sounded like a cat who got hit by a bus. That was such a moment, man. Can you imagine a Brent Musburger or a Keith Jackson or a Brad Nessler? Imagine what that moment could have been. And instead you get...
Can we say that?
All right, let me give you a little context here for everybody. Mike, the radio host, is a Michigan State fan. Gus is reportedly, although he doesn't talk about it openly as much, obviously, as Mike does on a daily basis on the radio, Gus is a Michigan fan. Michigan and Michigan State obviously share the same state, and they don't like each other. One calls one little brother, the other one calls the other one cheaters, okay? So you have these two individuals who Mike already doesn't like Gus because of his alignment here, okay? And is attacking Gus in the moment, whether justifiable or not, he's attacking Gus because of what he obviously did in that moment. That was 100% a bad call by Gus, okay? I think if you ask Gus man to man, privately, dude, do you wish you had that call back? He probably would say, yeah, I wish I do. Obviously, I wouldn't want my voice to crack and do everything that it did there at the end, or didn't do, I should say, at the end of that game, because it took away from that moment. I think as a professional, he would admit that. But the problem is that Gus has got himself to this position to where, because of his leaning in so much to what made him famous by the extreme calls, the raising of the voice, the excitement during the game, he's become kind of a shell of who he once was, because he's no longer delivering that excitement to the game. He's kind of taking the place of it. And Mike brings up a very good point at the end of his argument there. Some of the great names, Keith Jackson by far the best, would have never allowed himself to get to that point to where when the moment came at the end of the game, his voice would have cracked or he would have lost his voice, because he spent the entire game going to the extreme level throughout the course of that game or that game-winning drive. He would have kept himself focused and in the moment and building it up, and then hitting it, as opposed to hitting it, and then trying to go through the ceiling and there's nowhere else to go, and you jammed your head in the ceiling. Hey, you just sound like this. I mean, it was bad, okay? So far be it me to try to tell these guys how to do their job. I mean, I believe Gus obviously has gotten to where he has gotten because he's phenomenal at it. But if you go back and you listen to Gus years ago and you listen to him today, it's not the same guy. He has taken a turn somewhere in his announcing to where he just takes everything to the extreme, one way and the other. There's a highlight floating around of Gus during a huge moment in a game, just going, there's a fumble and the scoop and score by Jack Sawyer, and Ohio State scores again. And it was like, bro, either you're letting your Michigan fandom get in the way of a great moment here for Ohio State, okay, and you're upset about it, or like your extreme one way is just, counteracting and going extreme the other way. And what was a big play at that in the moment of that game. So, it's really up to you. I personally no longer enjoy that crew. I used to. It used to be my number one favorite crew about 3, 4 years ago, and I don't enjoy listening to them anymore. And it's because of Gus and his just constant extremes. He needs to tone it down, tone it up, and tone it down at the same time. Find a happy medium, dude, so that when you get to the end of these moments, like you had in the Indiana Penn State game, your voice doesn't sound, as Mike said, a cat that got hit by a bus. Let me know what you think about what I think down in the comment section below. Are you a fan of Gus Johnson? Are you not? What do you think about Mike? I would love to know your thoughts on him as well. Let me know. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for watching the College Huddle. We'll see you again soon.